I used to be a really negative person, and I mentioned this before in other videos, but I used to think that life is against me. I used to think that nobody would like me. I used to think that I wasn't that smart because I was never the type to get straight A's. I got A's, but it was never straight. So I thought that maybe I'm just not smart. So that made me dislike myself even more. And I remember there were points in my life where I really didn't want to be here. I wanted to end it all. I wanted to be somebody else. I didn't like myself like that. And this has been going on before I turned a teenager. And even when I was a teenager, I still didn't like myself. I still had all these bad thoughts. I remember one time I was crying and I would just ask like, why life feels so hard? Like, when will it get better? Because I used to be in my head a lot about things, like just thinking the worst of everything. And then I used to think that I was ugly too, so all of those things, it just made me really depressed. And when I turned 17, I got into my first ever relationship. It was long distance. But I got into my first ever relationship and it ended when I was 19. It ended officially when I was 19. But it was really traumatic. And when it ended, it made me hate myself even more. But at the same time, this small part of me just wanted to change. It wanted to be better. So I remember searching for ways on how I could change my mindset, on how I could like become a better person. And that's when I came across books. The first book I came across was The Secret. It was a law of attraction book. And that's when I learned about the subconscious mind, the conscious mind, and all of those things. So that's when I just became obsessed with wanting to reprogram my mind. So I started reading more books on the mind. I started watching videos on how the mind works. And that's when I came across affirmations, I came across meditating, I came across visualizing, I came across all of those things, journaling, all of those things. And at first, I really thought it was dumb. Especially affirmations. I just thought it was dumb to just say those things about myself because I was coming from a negative mindset. So it's obviously that I wouldn't believe it. It's obviously that thinking those things or saying those things to myself will feel weird, it will feel dumb. But at the same time, I gave it a try. Because it's like I was desperate to change. I was really desperate. Even though I was sad, I was like, this small part of me just wanted to change, to see if life could get better if I changed my mindset. So I started working on it every day. I would say affirmations, and I got the affirmations from like Google. I just Googled a few affirmations and I print it and I stick it on the wall, and I was like, okay, well, I will say these things for like 30 days. I would meditate for 30 days. I would visualize myself being better for 30 days and all those things. And I started saying it in the mirror. I would say it every day when I wake up. I would say the affirmations and I would meditate. And I would visualize myself like thinking better about things. And even after the 30 days, I still felt like shit, but I started experiencing like this shift going on within me, and I didn't understand it, but it felt good. So I kept doing it. Beyond 30 days, I kept going. I didn't give up on myself. So from back then to now, I'm grateful that everything happened the way it did. And even up to this day, I'm still working on my mindset, working on the way I think about things. And I'm way better now than back then. But when it comes to reprogramming your mind, it's not an overnight thing. You can't just wake up one day and you just have a different mindset and it stays. It's something that you really have to keep working on over and over and over and over and over. Because these things, these negative things, just started when you were small. And then you grow up and it's like a plant and it just turn into this big tree. So now it's like you have to cut down the tree and start all over again and plant new seeds into your mind and brainwash yourself and tell yourself that anything is possible, that everything is possible, and tell yourself all these nice things. And you might feel this pushback. You might feel your old self trying to pull you back. There were times where I cried because I was like, this is too much. But I didn't want to go back down that road, so I just kept pushing. I kept pushing and pushing. I still have plenty work to do, but it really changed my life. It changed the way I think. It changed the way I deal with situations, with people, and all of those things. I'm not perfect and I don't want to be perfect. But all these things that I have done, it helped me to become a better person. It helped me to look at life differently. Everybody have the same 24 hours. I could be in a room with 24 people or 25 people. And we could be looking at the same picture. But all of us will be on different frequencies. And that's just crazy. Some people, they will be thinking the worst of things, and then some people will be thinking the best of things. Two completely different frequencies. But all I'm saying is that it is possible to reprogram your mind, but it will take time. It's not an overnight thing. And as long as you don't give up on yourself, you will feel that shift happen inside of you. Affirmations, they work. Meditating works. It helps to calm your nervous system. Even breath work. Visualizing yourself being better, it works. Journaling works too. You could use that to write down how you feel. All of these things work, but you just have to keep going and be consistent, and you will feel that shift.